Okay, but your opinion, Vishwa, is not based on the company where you have joined, but should be based on your exposure or experience that you have in working in the agile domain. Have you even worked on the agile domain so
Agile,
far?
I have not per se. No.
Okay, fine. So Vishwa, then I think I best see that you fit into the consumer group. That is when the report is ready. We would probably come back to you because this team is going to be based on the agile experience that they have implemented, and discussions will be around that. So that is how this team is going to be. But if you want to be here and learn, you're happy to come and join. That's okay. Um, I'm fine with that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. So that is Chinmay Kulkarni. I think no.
Yes, Ahati, actually, I am from the same company as Vishwa, and Agile is again new to me. We just started using it about 6, 7 months back, and we've been using it, but comparatively, I am a little new. So
Okay.
I don't know if I really fit to this group, but we have completed about 4 sprints now.
Okay.
So I have a little knowledge, but not uh, like other people might have.
Okay, so here's what I would like to say, team, that
Yeah.
if we have a lot of people who are still new, we cannot really come up with a benchmark report because we are looking to come back and feed the consumers with a very robust and well implemented report. So, pardon me if we have to say that we will come back to you with the report for consumption, and this team will remain with the high experienced number of years and what they have to say about how the report should look for the entire country because it's going to be a pan-India report.
Right.
Very. But thanks for joining, Chinmay. That's okay.
Great.
So,
Okay.
Gayatri, can you hear me?
uh,
Hello, Aarti.
yeah, Hitesh, I will, yeah, please go ahead, talk. We can hear you now.
Yeah, I think previously I couldn't hear you or you couldn't hear me. So I'm a Scrum Master. I worked on, but my experience, real life working on Agile is less because since last couple of years I'm a CMMI HMLA, so I've been doing appraisals and training the Agile teams. However, hands-on experience, like as a software developer, because is less because I developed software somewhere in 90s.
Yes,
So
please.
yeah,
Ah,
but I've
yes,
been
yes, please tell
watching.
me.
I've been watching the teams and several more than 50 companies because
Yes, I am there in the call.
using
I will be here
Agile
till the
during
entire
my
thing gets over.
appraisals, and I've studied a lot on how they do it, etc. So I don't know how I can contribute,
Okay.
not as
You
a
will what?
practitioner, but
Oh, you left the
I
meeting.
see and I evaluate and I sit with them and study how they do it. So there are much more. There are some 4-5 metrics that are written in the WhatsApp group, like velocity and
Okay, okay,
Kanban
okay.
chart. But there are much more I have seen. Maybe I can
Okay,
contribute
fine.
by looking at a repository
Okay,
or
okay,
something.
done, done.
So what we could do is, Hitesh,
I'll
this is
continue.
going to be a
Yes.
practitioners team.
Okay,
And
Right.
thanks.
much
Bye.
of the discussion will be around that. So we will probably have a different forum or maybe have an offline discussion just with you or when the meet comes, and we will see how we can leverage your interest to participate in this initiative then. But I would definitely encourage your participation in every manner, and we'll figure out once we have something on hand how we can leverage the strengths that you bring in terms of having the same my flavor or the involvement you have in understanding how it works. But I
Sure.
think for now this will be remaining a practitioner's team because we're going to hear what they want.
Sure. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Hitesh. So, Samyukta, I think I already heard you. So, you also belong to the same team of the naive people who are tracking. So, please share a few.
Aarti may, yeah, yeah. So I have 2 points here, Aarti.
Yeah.
One point was regarding the structure of the team for an agile implementation, right? See, generally what happens is even till date when you say agile practices being followed for a project, you still have the project teams working in silos. The domain experts, the technical team, and the QA. Invariably, we have seen that whenever you have a short-term let's say a time box to sprint of 3 weeks, having a probable shippable element into the production with the customers today demand and not having your CI/CD practices in place has a great impact. So is that something that we can also look at in terms of the practice maturity from a CI/CD perspective, and what is the impact on the deliverables?
If we can, so drop it a mail with this thought, and we will incorporate and see how the whole team can want to take it. See, it's going to be the voice of the industry. This meeting and this team is about voice of the industry, what you people are looking for in a benchmark report. And we will exactly go back and remodify the current survey template and get exactly that out. Because you're a sample of the community and we will get to at least what you're looking for. We're going to grow this community. We want to have at least 200 people. But if we are at least 50, then we will have a workshop and hear exactly what you want. And we want that report to be first of its kind, like I was just talking about. So heard you, Samyukta. Please drop a mail about so we have it on record.
Yeah, and the other point that I wanted to talk about is largely customers are coming back talking about, implementing agile practices in their projects, but having it as a fixed cost component. So generally they don't go hand in hand because change management is completely relative.
Yeah.
Dropping up of story points or picking up of adding story points is again relative. Since a story point itself is a relative estimate, it's just like, having a lot of times being spent with customers in negotiation because story point definition itself is like, it's a little too vague.
Okay.
Yeah. And these are the 2 points. Like, so when we're talking about setting up best practices for India, right? I mean, these were something that I thought would be of interest to people also to discuss. And
I think these are the kind of points that we are looking for in this team.
Yeah.
So, thanks, Samyukta. If you continue to come out with such thoughts, and I encourage everyone here, we'll be having more to talk of these. Yeah. So,
thank you.
Aarti, this is Vasanti.
Yes, Vasanti.
Yeah. So Aarti, from my perspective, I would also add on to what Samyukta was mentioning about how other different projects in terms of their billing model, right? So whether it's a fixed price or the T&M kind of a projects, what is the most preferred method, and how the companies are now trying to use which kind of model for the agile delivery. So that perspective is something that I would like to see when we are doing this survey, right? So that is one point from my side, and I also want to see whether what is the exact business value which is getting delivered to the customers, to the end users. So all the while we keep talking about velocity and how much the team has delivered, but then how much is the business value which is actually getting delivered to the end users. So if that is a measure that we can try to leverage, then I think that would be good to see in the report.
Great to hear that, Vasanti. I have a little comment on the second one. See, second one is a very sensitive topic. I'm not sure how many organizations will come forward to share what their customers are talking about as business value. But if we probably assure them that you can, block your customer's name, or if you can even block the organization that you come from, but if we just want the core data, this is what your customers said, this is what your customer's challenge is. And if people can open up to give that, then it would be a fantastic thing to have what business value they felt from Agile or not.
Yes, that is right. So that leads me to another question. Basically, the expectations from this particular thing. So when you say that you would require data from the participants, right? So whoever is going to be part of this data providers group or whatever it's called. So what is the expectation? So what kind of data are we really looking at here? And what kind of confidentiality would be maintained?
You had a chance to take the survey, Vasanti?
Yes, I did, yes.
So that is exactly what we are looking for.
Okay, so the report is going to be more of a demographics the booklet where you are talking about the experiences of the agile practitioner. Okay, so it will not have any kind of actual metric data of, let's say, how the velocity trend is, or
We will get there, but what we
Mhm.
want to do is, do we wait longer to get that data because everybody's in a learning spree, or do we go phase by phase, give this starting up, attract more attention, and go with the English part of the benchmarking practices, go with demographics part, saying this is what most of them are doing, this is what most of them feel, and then plunge into phase two of what you're actually looking for. What is the actual story point variance, or norm, or median in the Indian industry? And then, like I said, we're going to continue this group, not just to limit it to the benchmark report, but we're going to innovate or create a CMMI practices set for agile benchmark.
Okay, so that will be in the phase 2 part of it, the quantitative
Phase
part.
two. Yeah, phase two. Which is why we would want to talk through you to your quality heads or to your managers and explain to them what this is. We will have a in-phase workshop with them, so we get their commitment, and nobody should feel that this is a favor we are doing, because all of us are into it and a lot of time goes into coming up with all of this, and we do it in our private time. Nobody's paying us for this. It's our
Right.
passion that all of you are here on this call is more out of your passion, and we want to leverage that and get this going. So we will get there, Vasu.
Sure, okay.
So I think we've heard everybody who are on this call, and I think we should bring this call to a closure now. I'll give a quick update that we have a core team here, and nobody in the core team is on this call, so otherwise I would have introduced you. I've asked them to give me a one-pager with their picture and a small brief profile of what they are doing. So I will send it out on an email and very quickly summarize this into minutes, and also that will come out through the email. So please look out for emails from the Lean Agile Practice Benchmarking mail ID, because that mail ID is dedicated only for you people, data providers. There might be other mails coming from Lean Agile Metrics. That is for the wider audience. You might also get the same mail, which means if you get a mail from that, means you have to wear the hat of an audience consuming the data. But if you get a mail from this Lean Agile Benchmark, it means you are getting the mail, you have to wear the hat of a provider, data provider. So I'm just trying to differentiate between the two right from now for us. Okay, so I think we'll call this meeting off. We had a good start. Whoever joined, good enough. We will only grow this data
Yeah,
provider.
Aarti, just a quick, before we end, Aarti, can you please add my email ID because I haven't got the survey link as yet.
Sure, sure. I think I
Yeah.
saw your WhatsApp message and I will add that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so good night. Have a good weekend, all of you.
Thanks. Bye, Arti.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, and you too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah,
Thanks, Arti. Thanks for arranging this call.
very definitely.